Another set of Zach LaVine trade rumors are recently making its rounds, especially after a Casey Johnson article in which he talks about maybe the front office isn't as big of believers in Zach LaVine as they probably were. We're going to talk about, is there really much to this Zach LaVine trade rumor? We're getting into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another nightly episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. You can follow the channel right off the top at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform that we're on. But let's go ahead and get into the topic for today. Let's get right into it. Zach LaVine has been in and out of trade rumors really since the trade deadline, which originally started with the New York Knicks reportedly being interested, offering a bunch of picks to the Bulls for Zach LaVine. Now, that was eventually shot down to something that really didn't go too far. And then we hear that the Bulls' value for Zach LaVine is a nice young player, multiple first-round picks, and that is something that's what they would want in the case that they do decide to move Zach LaVine. Now, to their credit, AK, Eversley, they've always publicly supported Zach LaVine. But one thing that we're hearing and seeing now is that maybe that is starting to waver a bit. Not necessarily saying that the Bulls are shopping Zach LaVine, right? We talked about that earlier in the offseason as well. The Bulls aren't necessarily shopping Zach LaVine, but they are listening for offers. And at the time, we talked about how at that point in time, the front office should have been listening to any offers for any players to see if they got value. Now, it seems like they picked that direction, right? And bringing back bringing back Kobe and bringing back Vooch, and signing Javon Carter, veterans to come here. It seems like the Bulls are planning on running it primarily back. But then we get rumors that the Chicago Bulls have gotten, preliminary talks with both the Philadelphia 76ers and the Portland Trailblazers. Now, be clear. Let me be clear. It does not seem like in those talks that the Bulls will be getting Dame Lillard. Now, there are some rumors that do say that, but it seems like most of them is that maybe the Bulls will be working in as the third team in that trade, possibly getting back Tyler Hero, a pick, and some other players. Now, ultimately, we want to talk about, what is there really meat to this rumor? And I still don't think that there is. I do not see the Chicago Bulls moving from Zach LaVine anytime soon, especially not for a package built around Tyler Hero. Now, if the Bulls were to be able to get a first-round pick and Shaedon Sharpe back on top of that, maybe the Bulls do think about that deal. But ultimately, I still do think, and even in Casey Johnson's article, it seems like he even is pointing out the fact that it does not seem like it's something likely, but it is something to watch as the rumors do keep swirling, as it seems like the front office still looking to do something, right? It could be some possibility there. Even in Casey Johnson's article today saying this, those same sources said that the franchise has fluctuated in its belief in Zach LaVine's consistency as a lead option. Questions that only intensified following Zach LaVine's up and down performances in the playing games after almost single-handedly willing the Bulls to victory in Toronto with 39 points. Zach LaVine shot 6 for 21 with 5 turnovers in their season-ending loss to Miami. Now, like I said, Billy Donovan, Arturas Karnisovas, Mark Eversley, it's always been public support of Zach LaVine. But I think that ultimately when you start looking and hearing just kind of the swirling, and Zach LaVine has always handled it's pretty well too, just, saying it's business, things like that. But ultimately, at some point, all the talks, all the rumors turn into something that I've personally said, this is my opinion. This is not me reporting on anything. I've personally said that I do think that within the next 2 seasons, the Bulls don't make a significant step forward, that the Bulls may very well look to move Zach LaVine. I've gone on record to say I don't think that Zach LaVine, with the path that this team is on right now, finishes out this contract as a member of the Chicago Bulls. But when you look at Zach LaVine's work ethic, when you look at when he is healthy, how good he also has been with a point guard, that it's hard to replace Zach LaVine. But the fact of the matter is this. You have Zach LaVine, who's only getting older, who is getting closer to 30. And at some point, right, he's 28 years old right now. At some point, and this is why I say the 2 years, at that point, you're looking at a 30-year-old Zach LaVine that's going to be making over $40 million a season. And if this team is still looking like a play-in team at that point in time, if this team can't get out the first round, things may change at that point, right? And that's reevaluating everything. Now, as far as, I would say this. The Bulls possibly moving Zach LaVine for in a James Harden or anything type move, I think would be absolutely asinine for this franchise unless they're getting a crap ton of first-round picks and a young talent back. Now, the Dame Lillard, there's something to be said. Pat, the designer, who I do Locked on Bulls with, has said, well, maybe the Bulls feel like pairing Dame Lillard with DeMar DeRozan, two veterans, right? And not that Zach isn't a veteran too, but maybe they feel like that can go further than the pairing of Zach LaVine and DeMar. To that, I say this. With Dame Lillard's contract, I don't see it. And I also don't think Dame wants to come here. We're hearing Dame is basically, his agent is putting out fillers to basically say he just wants to go to Miami to try to dissuade other teams from trading for him, I should say. But I think when it comes down to it, as we see, and you guys know, I always tell you guys, let's track the rumors to see where it comes from. And I think it still all roots back to the fact that, yes, they have listened to offers for Zach LaVine. But until those listening to offers changes into shopping Zach LaVine, I don't think Zach's going anywhere anytime soon, especially when you look at some of the value that some of these players are going for now in this offseason. Everybody's trying to kind of fill out that new CBA. But like I said before, as the NBA adjusts to that new CBA and as Zach LaVine gets closer to 30, you never know what's going to happen. But if I had to put my money on it, Zach LaVine ain't being moved, and now especially not this offseason. But hey, let me know what you guys think on everything down below. I know a lot of Bulls fans are hearing it, hoping that we can get involved in Dame Lillard. I don't think that's happening. I don't want to get you guys' hopes up. And if the Bulls trade for James Harden, that right there, that starts indicating that it's time to start tanking. But hey, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the show, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related because of you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See you right if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.